Okay, hello everybody. I'm Bob from Hunting for Entertainment. I'm gonna give my thoughts and opinions from watching both Hocus Pocus and Hocus Pocus 2. I'm sorry, I can't buy that this wasn't just to try to catch on for nostalgia. Now, I enjoy the film and everything, but the thing is that, and you could take this with me being harsh and critical of a film and that, but you have one massive continuity error that isn't answered if that's the case, because when you go through everything with the first film and you pull everything apart, there's one thing that makes no sense. And I'm sorry, I want an explanation as to how Billy would still be alive. Because you can't sit here and tell me that the spell wouldn't have worn off when it did on the town folks in the first one. So hence Billy's would have had to have gone. So Winifred would have had to have woken him up. I'm sorry. Yeah, you can't convince me otherwise. And that aside, I look. Hey Wayne, I'm glad. What's up, buddy? Cheers to you. But it's not that I hate on it. It's just there is that massive gap, because you tell me that the spell wouldn't have worn off, and then all of a sudden, with them going in this sequel, that Billy's curse was magically lifted. But she had to use a spell to awaken him. So when you stop to think about this, it doesn't really make sense. But with that being said, I still enjoyed the film. I think if you answer that in three, I won't have an issue with two. That's all I'm asking, is for an answer to one small thing. And that's something people don't seem to comprehend. And people try to explain it, but there's still the logic gap, because, well, that doesn't make sense, because the town folk in the original with the spell would have had to have been woken up. I mean, okay, they weren't dead or anything, but the spell itself wore off, is what I'm saying. So you have that as a continuity problem. Then you have, even in this one, spell would have been wearing off. But guess what? If they were linked together, Winifred died in the first one. I'm not even disputing a Black Flame number two re magically bringing everybody back to life. That I can suspend my disbelief, because they are witches on that. But I cannot sit here with a wholehearted faith and see that and have any form of logic, because then you tell me that the spell was lifted at the end of two. Well, the spell should have been lifted at the end of one, since Winifred was technically dead if they were linked. I'm just saying. And if it's a Black Flame candle, you can make an argument Binks should be back. Do I think Binks should have been back? No. But you can make a claim, because of the whole he had to protect the Black Flame candle. So hence, now, yes, we see him walk off at the very end, but you can make a very clear claim on this one with how it's written. Oh, you are lucky. I have to wait until midnight to see it, because I'm going to watch it on Peacock. I'm going to do a watch along live reaction type thing with it, because I want to give my live reaction and thoughts on it. I'm very, very iffy with this film, with Halloween Ends, to be fair. I'm very nervous about doing it, Wayne. Uh, it's very mixed opinions right now. Uh, I'm just hoping it's a good enough film. I can sit here and, even with Hocus Pocus 2, where I have enjoyment, I could say I enjoy it even with one massive plot hole. I could enjoy it. That's all I'm asking for. And that's something people don't realize. Like, I'm not ripping apart Hocus Pocus 2 for it being like a new generation or any of that. But you have good continuity in there, but then one bad thing that just doesn't stick out. And then it's like, I'm being an asshole. It doesn't make any sense how I can I can dispute you with logic, and you're still going to tell me I'm wrong. Like, if somebody could at least tell me that with reason of logic that doesn't pull apart what they established in two, I would agree. Well, that does suck. I wish I had a theater here. We used to have one, and then it shut down pre-pandemic. It closed down in 2018 due to bankruptcy. They were going to expand it into having more theaters and that, but it ended up getting shut down. Then there was talks they were going to have one move in anyway, and then yeah, the pandemic hit, and there hasn't been words about a theater. So yeah, kind of the short end of the stick. So I am glad being here in America, we have Peacock as an option for that. Oh, definitely became a cult classic in the last 10 years. And the sad thing is, I was huge into the original. I still am. Even with the debacle of what 2 was, and there's possibly a third one with how it was set up. Like, I just ask for that and to be answered. That's all I'm asking. If you can give me that, I will raise my problem. I will erase that, and I will say Hocus Pocus 2 was a decent film, but I'm one who believes in continuity, and I at least need something to make sense. And one small thing that doesn't make sense was Billy being brought back, and he was alive not even through a spell again. But yes, it was a cash grab for Disney Plus for their quarterly rating because it came the day before the quarter would end. So everybody that wanted to see it would go subscribe. They'll brag to investors and everything. Oh, look at all the subscriptions we got because of this and that, blah, blah, blah. I just want a solid enough answer to where it makes sense. That's all I ever ask for in a story. I can suspend disbelief enough because it's fantasy and that, but there are some things that need to be answered, and you can't shoehorn something in, and then it makes no sense whatsoever, in my honest opinion. I will say it was great to see Bette Midler, Sarah Jessica Parker, and Kathy Najimy back last weekend. Oh, same here. I'm waiting on that box set because I'm gonna restore with that one since this ends the trilogy. Uh, Sorry about that. I got cut off for a second. The thing backed off, and one good thing about being on a phone is I'm able to re-enter, and it didn't actually end the stream. I am waiting for ends to come out, and then I'll have the box set since this current set is a trilogy. So I'd want 18 kills and ends in the same box set, so I wouldn't have to spend double the money on a box set and then have to go buy a new one because they add 3 more in there. So I'm definitely gonna do that when that comes out. Probably I'll do a live unboxing if I get it. Uh, in the mail, depending on how everything is. I got one I gotta set up. Oh, I have to agree on that one, Conrad. It does suck, but hey, hold out hope, man. Never give up. uh, never change. Never change. That's funny. I like that. I like that one, Wayne. That had me laugh. But no, I'll say for what it was, I did enjoy it. Other than one small, like I said, one small thing that wasn't answered. Other than that, I have no complaints on it whatsoever. With Hocus Pocus 2, I still prefer the book over the movie, but hey, right now it is 3:33 a.m. or 3:33, excuse me, a.m. On Friday, October 17th. So you're, let's see, you'd be 12 plus 15 hours ahead pretty much. But yeah, I at least recommend, if you haven't watched Hocus Pocus 2, give it a try once. I mean, I mean, I'm not gonna say that everybody, some people have gone way overboard on their, um, kind of way beyond just being like giving a normal critique, and they are kind of assholes. But it kind of goes on both sides. It has its diehard defenders that'll defend it. It's kind of like you can make cases like comparing like the original Halloween to Rob Zombies. It has its supporters in that, and there are things in there I liked, but I can't sit here and say with a straight face that it was all good. If somebody would explain to me with the whole thing, yeah, I know, right, Wade? Very weird time. I kind of wish you would have asked me it was 666. I would have really chuckled if that was the time. But it's just because that whole thing would have had to have been lifted with Billy. So Billy would have had to have had another spell put on him in order to wake up. Other than that, I'd give it a solid 7.5 out of 10. Hey, do what you need to do there, buddy. Hey, you going drunk, you going drunk. Hey, I've done it a few times myself, my friend. I have done it quite a few times myself. But yeah, I do agree on that with you, Conrad. One day soon, I think we'll get a new film in the next. I'm gonna say we'll get a new film in the next 5 years. I'm actually willing to throw that out on the line and say I think we'll get a new Nightmare in 5 years. I just have that feeling. Oh my god, I get a lot of hate for it from people, but I love Halloween 3. Personally, it was very creative. It did set up a good anthology. It would have been cool to see some other stories that happen on Halloween, but unfortunately, it tanked in the box office. And I say with today's audiences, you might be able to do it with one Michael film every other year, and then like within that span of a frame. Oh my god, highly unlikely, unless Billy Loomis was alive in the 1600s. Uh, but going back to it, no, I think Halloween 3 is probably one of the better films, personally. But that's just my honest opinion. Okay, I can confirm to three of them to two of them myself. If we're gonna count being drunk as well, then I'd say three. But I can count two of those in your last comment to me doing. So I have kind of been there myself. So hey, like I said, do what you need to do, my friend, because I've been there myself. I have been there myself, and that's the funny thing. Oh no, I just I'm trying to talk to Wayne while he's still on, and that before I go back to the whole hocus pocus thing. And no, I'm not mad at you, Nanette. And I'm just trying to get you up on everything and some things. All right, but anyway, Yeah, that's right, because you're in Texas, Conrad. And hey, Nanette. But no, but no, going back to what I was saying though, with the Nightmare on Elm Street, I think we'll get one in the next 5 years. I'm not saying England's gonna play Freddy in that, but I think he's still gonna. I think if we do get Robert England, we might have a stunt double doing the stuff, and he's only doing the mainly talking stuff. Oh my God! Imagine that, Wayne. If they took that whole line and instead of Happy Happy Halloween, it was Evil Evil dies tonight, dies tonight. But going back to it, if yes, yes, we are. But getting back to what I was saying, no, I'm not mad at you, Nanette. I kind of just was rolling off because I was replying with the whole drunk thing, and then happened to see him with the speed. I didn't actually see yours immediately. Oh no, Nanette. They haven't confirmed it. We were making a joke with the whole when they do confirm a remake, the evil tune becomes evil dies tonight. But there is talks that, I mean, uh, David Gordon Green is a fan of it, and I wouldn't be shocked if he does try to go and whatever studio does get the rights, maybe go work with them and try to film it. I honestly wouldn't be shocked to see DGG doing that. And I kind of hope he does. I'd actually like to see his take on that one over what we saw with the Myers trilogy. I would like to see his opinion on doing a remake on that more than even ends. Like that's what I would hold out for personally. Oh my God, yes, yeah, you're not the only one. I would love to see them both tackle Nightmare on Elm Street. I would love to see what they do with Freddy. I actually would want them to cast someone new as Freddy if we go that route, though, because I want everything to be new from them. Like I wouldn't want touches of the old one before so people couldn't make a comparison to Wes Craven. I want them to do their own thing, make it their own, and see what they do. And I know that's very controversial, saying I wouldn't want Robert England like as Freddy in that, but I would like to see him cast someone they would trust to do the role and take it and make it their own, and kind of do a remake that will be tenfold better than what we got in 2010 or 2009. I forget what year the remake came out off the top of my head. I didn't think I'd be talking about this, so I didn't take notes. But yeah, that's definitely a take my money situation. But yeah, I'd have to look up some of his work. Uh, there, Wayne, because I don't know anything about Ben Men Mendelssohn. Sorry if I butchered it. Hey, Craven. Uh, well, have yourself a good night. Glad you could stop by for a minute. But yeah, yeah, that's definitely on a wish list, and it's a take my money moment. Like it's that Fry gif meme of shut up and take my money. Like I would just hand them my money to see that, but I'd want everything new. I wouldn't want Robert England in it, only because I'd want to see what they could do with a remake on their own. Well, again, with my whole biasism, I actually think Matthew Lillard would be the perfect Freddy replacement. I think he has the right kind of comedy and seriousness to be able to play a role like that. And with being a Wes Craven guy from being in Scream, and I think he could tackle Freddy Krueger personally. But anyway, going back to what I was saying, if we do get a third Hocus Pocus, which I'm sure we will with what we saw at the end of the trailer, for those that were in the watch party and everything that watched it, I'm sure a third one is coming. I just want some answers. That's all I ask for is some answers to Billy being alive. I know, right? That's just something I could see working out for some reason. It's off the wall, crazy thought, but I just would, at least for one film, like to see Matthew Lillard try to tackle it because I do think he could. But anyway, guys, I am gonna have to crash myself. It's 3:43 a.m. I just thought I'd go for a little bit longer, give my honest opinions, kind of quickly go into what I was trying to do at the end of the watch party. But then someone kind of wasn't letting me fully explain, so I'm gonna have to rewatch them anyway. Um, but I do recommend giving it a try, even though I'm probably gonna do another watch party for it because I kind of got interrupted and everything toward the end and even in the middle with someone because we were going on a rant about my thoughts with the sequel and that and just kind of not letting me fully explain my side of the coin. But anyway, you guys have a great night, and I will be doing a either I can't say for sure if I'm gonna do a live stream tomorrow, but I do plan on Saturday at 7:30, doing a live uh watch along reaction to the South Carolina versus Kentucky college football game. That's the one I'm looking forward to doing. Uh, might do them throughout the week when we play, except at noon. So the night games will probably be the ones I do. Because noon I'm usually busy. So I have to catch the game up on record anyway. So I don't need the score spoiled. So have a great night, everybody. I'm going to try to get some Z's wiped out from doing two watch alongs. So sleep well, everybody, and I'll catch up with you tomorrow.